Okay. I want to get some thank yous out here at the top. Generally, like I said, we play Kids on Bikes, so I do want to I want to continue thanking Hunters Entertainment for publishing Kids on Bikes and for giving me dice with skulls on them and giving me a backpack that is Kids on Bikes branded. That's really wonderful of them. A big thank you to QueueTimes. A big thank you to QueueTimes, who seems to also be taking care of the sound. Cool. There we go.
Thank you for
thanks, Caring Lizard. And then Strauss One. Still hear what you are saying.
Hype.
Yeah. So thank you, QueueTimes. Thank you, Jake, especially TS Quint, for making sure all of the backlog stuff works out and everything, and so that we can actually keep streaming while we're all doing this remote. So that's that. And then I also want to. I'm like
distracted by the chat.
Well, it's just the sound thing. I was like, oh, okay. I was so I'm like glad I had the chat open or whatever. Yeah. But you know, wow.
Well, we're gonna still use some monitoring the chat on the Glass Beach streams. It's different.
Yeah. But thanks to that, thanks to the people who watch the show, thanks to my cast, of course, and share it around to tell people about it. If you're watching on Twitch, when the VODs come out on YouTube, go to them and leave comments on them, because that's a more concrete way for me to see what you have to say. I can respond a lot easier. That's like permanent. It stays there, and I do go back and respond. I go back through the entire playlist of over like 50 episodes of stuff that we've recorded. I go through it like maybe once every 2 weeks, and I find all of the new comments, and I like and I reply to them, and it's really wonderful. So thank you everyone. Cool. I feel like I'm missing like some big stuff. Oh, I am. There's a tip jar. Bless you. There's a tip jar. ! Coin. You can type that into Twitch chat right now and donate to the shows here at QueueTimes, and that's a direct, actionable way to support the shows that you like on this channel. The money goes to the cast and the shows themselves. So if that's something that you're interested in and you have the means to do, we would really appreciate it. On top of that, this is a fully improvised show for the most part, like 99.98%. So I can't exactly determine what is going to happen every single time that we all open our mouths. So some things could and have come up that could be triggering to some people. And just to say, we're not like edgy. We're not going out of our way to offend people. In fact, for the most part, we do the exact opposite of that. We do as much as we can to remain inclusive and accessible for people. But that said, some things that some people find triggering aren't necessarily like inherently offensive. It's just like maybe you've had an experience or something that has happened in your life, or you just don't like those things. If that is the case for you and something comes up, please just shut the stream off. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, pause the video and get a hold of us on social media. If you want to keep watching and be like, hey, can you tell me like when this stops, or can you fill me in on like what happened without telling me about like these things? That's fine. I would love to make sure that you can keep watching the show if you would like to. And if this is the way we need to do it, that's what we got to do. Just care for yourself first and foremost. We're just a show. I don't want anybody to get like any sort of hurt by anything that we do. Cool. Okay, great. Well, with all that out of the way, I am William, they, them, and I am the GM for Hiatus and Handlebars.
I am Jonas, also they, them, and I am playing the Salamander Immolator, Bowser, he, him, on Hiatus and Handlebars, the end.
I am... Oh,
what did you do?
All right. Hello again. Hi. The beginning. I'm Spencer LaBelle. They, them. I will be playing Danail the Thief. He, him.
And then Franny.
I'm Franny. I'm going to be playing Brenner, the human paladin. I'm the baby of the group. Brenner goes by they, them. I'm she, her.
And I'm Sam Richardson, he, him, and I'm playing Ladislas, who is gender fluid, but is currently going to be using he, him for this session.
Cool, great. So what happened last time on Hiatus and Handlebars? Dungeon World Edition. Okay, so the general campaign, the idea behind this, I suppose, is that something very catastrophic is happening.
The world is flipping ending.
A dragon came out of a portal in the sky with a bunch of demons.
Yeah, Carl.
It's so nice to have you on beat with us, Franny. Yes, Carl came out of the sky and just ravaged.
Thank you, Caring Lizard, for
town. Carl. And it was very bad. It was very bad that Carl came out of the sky and destroyed the town, the city that they lived in or live in, called Sindral. They escaped this dragon, though. Last episode, we started with I think Danail facing down the dragon, Carl. Ladislas falling to his demise off of a cliff, and Dowser jumping to his possible
safe landing. Yeah,
possible safe landing.
Attempting to land safely in the water.
Yes. And Brenner was at their wits' end about what to do with this dragon, while the foster father of the group, who we do not have at the moment, but played by Tanya Mato. What's Dindin? There we go. Dindin was climbing on the dragon's back, trying to take hold of the situation. Essentially, everybody was able to maneuver around, and Danail escaped nearly being fried to death by this dragon's blackened breath. Brenner also got out of a very similar situation with help from Danail and Dindin. Dowser jumped down into the ocean below, not hitting any jagged rocks, and ending up on a rock that Ladislas just completely fell onto, crunching into a very, very bad, painful moment on some jagged rocks. And then both of them were able to get up back onto the land with the rest of their family after Dindin distracted Carl, the dragon, running off into the nearby woods, the Carillion woods, and the dragon chased after him, disappearing essentially from everyone else. They all got back together and decided that they needed to continue moving forward themselves into the Carillion woods, looking for Gambador the Grump, which is a wizard, a sorcerer, that knows something that would be helpful for the situation.
Yeah, I don't know that it's been specified beyond that.
So they go off, but good news, Dowser knows where to go based on some old salamander songs and stuff. Bad news, Dindin was also very sure that he knew where to go, but did not. And after escaping the dragon that was chasing him, Dindin ran off into an unknown direction in the Carillion woods. The rest of the group went along, continuing forward, having a conversation about whether or not Brenner should be so kind to demon dragons that come out of the sky. And while they were having that conversation, bloop, they stepped into a gelatinous cube and spent the rest of the time trying to fight this gelatinous cube, not knowing exactly what to do. At one point, Ladislas turned into a gelatinous cube inside of the gelatinous cube, and then Brenner froze from shock, and was sort of, for the time being, was not able to act. Danail was trying to handle the situation, also not knowing exactly the best way to take care of this gelatinous cube. And Dowser thought the best way to fight it might be to fight it from the inside.
The only way, in fact.
The only way, in fact, was
he had rolled to learn. I did not choose this for myself, though I would have.
We then left all of them to go back to Dindin, who ended up in a swampy area of these woods and ran into a very large barbaric gentleman who tried to chop him out of a tree and then tried to attack him, but was fend off by something that I cannot remember.
It was a dad moment. I mean, it was, I don't remember how I think he just like was able to start running away, but he gave him. Like,
he did it.
Look.
He stopped. He grabbed the axe as it was like coming down and hit it and with the kitchen knife and like flung this enemy axe really, really far away.
An enemy axe.
And then as Din was turning to run toward the sound of Dowser like far off in the distance, cheering on Danail trying to fight the gelatinous cube, then they shared a dad moment because they had both discovered that they were dads.
That morning, they both learned that's not true.
They learned how to love.
Does anyone remember exactly where they left off?
No,
I think Danail and possibly Ladislas were inside the cube. I know
Danail. I got lost in the static.
I think Dowser was still out just kind of cheering them on because he still believed they were doing the right thing inside the cube.
Danail followed Dowser's advice.
Yeah, I think Lad was in the cube still.
You were trying to stop Danail from following Dowser's advice, and then we both got
it did not work.
Oh, that's right. You both got pushed into the cube. Okay, yeah. So you're both in the cube. Dowser's cheering you on from the outside.
I'm in the cube.
Brenner, you are on the ground outside of this gelatinous cube. Just like you were kind of stunned for a moment, but you're coming back and refocusing on the situation. So let's start with you. What would you like to do, Brenner?
I'd like to choir boy sing to this. No, I'm joking. Let me look. I mean, is there anything? Sorry. I've got so many tabs. I need to go back to my basic starting moves. Unless I don't have it. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Wait, can you start with someone else? I'm sorry.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Let's start with Danail. Danail, you're inside of this gelatinous cube. Again.
I hone in on the sizzle of my skin and watch a small little bubble escape my mouth and think to myself, well, fuck this if the dragon didn't kill me. I'm gonna snag a dagger from my boot and kind of as I do that, I'm gonna try and kick off the ground and like scissor upwards and cut my way out of this.
Okay. I feel like we need to get a defy danger for you to move inside of the gelatinous cube.
I think strength, if its viscosity is giving me resistance.
Yeah. Yes, let's do it.
That's a 9.
Hey.
A 9? Like you rolled 9, or that's a 9 total?
Both.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, so with Defy Danger, on a 7 to 9, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. I will say, I mean, like this would be the case unless like somebody wanted to try and aid you.
Can I spout lore?
Can you spout lore?
Yeah.
You could. There's no reason not to, I suppose. But that wouldn't be an aid. I want to focus on the aid here for a moment.
I think the only logical person who could aid Danail would be me.
Yes.
So I think I think Lad, you're trying to push off the ground, right? Right.
Yeah,
Spencer?
I'm trying to like get low so then I can kick off.
Get low.
So I guess Lad is just gonna try to like propel you out of the cube.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's get
do that. Like have them like step in your feet and you just
yeah.
Or step in your hands. Step into your feet.
So let's see. What is our bond?
Did we ever roll? We're rolling with plus ones right now.
Okay. Fuck. That's a 5 total.
A 5 total. Okay, cool.
Lad not rolled well any of these episodes.
Yeah, you reach out to try and help push Danail up and like into this maneuver, and the two of you do not account for the movement of the gelatinous cube itself. It is still moving forward, trying to consume Dowser and Brenner. And as it moves, it shifts in a way that pulls both of you further into the center of the gelatinous cube. Now you have like no footing. You're sort of just stuck in there. You will still be able to act like generally, like swiping around and doing whatever with your sword. But at this point, the only way you will get out of the gelatinous cube is if somebody else pulls you out.
I meant to drop like into a squat, but I lost my footing, so I'm just floating there like in cannonball position.
Great.
Okay.
I want to hear that lore.
Yeah, let's go to Brenner.
Yeah.
Brenner, what was you wanted to spout lore?
Yes. Oh my.
Uh-oh.
What do you roll with that 8d6? I heard that clatter.
Wait, so it's because it's my intelligence, and my intelligence is +0, so I got a total of 4.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
Okay. Well,
I imagine Brenner like thinking that they are gonna say something really helpful, and then they just spout out like a porky pig, like bada 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 bada.
Yeah, you do. You're searching for it, and you do the abada, 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 and then you get sucked back into the gelatinous cube immediately. Just like on the ground. It's like it drove over you, but like is also consuming you at the same time. So you feel very like flat into the ground, and then it just goes onto you.
I've got a thing.
I'm so excited for all of you to find out how much HP this has left.
All right, William.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my new move. So we leveled up, so we're level 3 now. So I am going to shapeshift. But the move I took is a thing called Thing Talker. You see the spirits in the sand, the sea, and the stone. You may now apply your spirit tongue, shapeshifting, and studied essence to inanimate natural objects, plants, and rocks, or creatures made thereof, as well as animals. Thing Talker forms can be exact copies or can be mobile, vaguely humanoid-shaped entities. So here's what I want to do. I want to shift around in the cube and spot the tallest tree that I can see, like the biggest tree in my sight line.
Sure.
And I want to get underneath Danail and maybe Brenner if I can, and shapeshift into this tree. To push Danail out of the cube.
Oh,
okay.
I misunderstood that. I thought it was you shapeshifting other things.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Oh, okay. So you can just like shapeshift into things that are around you now. Like that's your.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be an animal now.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Whoa.
cool.
Yeah.
I think you can also. Are you able to like talk to plants and rocks and shit now?
Yeah. That's part of my what is it
spirit
called?
tongue, right?
Yeah, spirit tongue. So I can talk to the trees and the rocks and stuff now.
Oh, but don't get me started. Apple trees, total assholes.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll my shape-shifting here. So that is a 8 plus 2. That's a 10.
Oh, okay.
So on a 10 plus, I hold 3. So
Spend
I guess
hold to lift Brenner and Danail.
I guess if I can do that, my hold is just gonna be grow.
Cool. Yeah. No, that makes sense to me. This is
Cool.
dope.
So I guess I'm just gonna yell or whatever I can to Brenner and Danail to get their attention.
Yeah,
and
you can go to yell and it's just like
and then I'm gonna start turning into a tree, and I am just growing branches out from me towards them, trying to like give them something to hang on to, and I'm growing up out of the gelatinous cube.
Yeah. You pop out the top with Brenner and Danail just like on like these almost arm-like branches, just and the gelatinous cube is moving forward to consume Dowser, and you actually like start like ripping it in half as it's going to the point where it has to stop to like reform.
Would
you like to do something?
I would. So as it's being split, so you don't have to be inside it to hit the inside of it. Now that it is split, I can kind of take aim at the inner part of it.
The front of it is not split open.
This is all flavor, and it doesn't matter. I'm just
okay, cool, cool.
I mean, attacking the inside doesn't actually help. I'm just thinking as
Gotcha.
So seeing that opportunity, Dowsy is going to take a couple steps back and pull back in the air, and I'm going to summon my firebrand, hopefully. And that is a 9, an 8. So on a 7 to 9, I can choose one from the list for Burning Brand. So it has the tags Fiery, Touch, Dangerous, 3 uses, and I'm adding Thrown, Near, and pulling back, manifesting a flame slingshot that I'm going to try to shoot up to come down and land and shoot at where it is splitting and hit the inside of this thing.
Sick.
So I'm going to volley now.
Cool.
And because we leveled up, my dex is now a +1.
Nice.
That is pretty good. That's a 10. So that is for volley. I just do the damage as normal.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
I should keep that page up. So I don't
have to yeah. When you take aim on a 10+, you have a clear shot. Deal your damage.
Cool. Doing it. That is 4 damage.
4 damage. Yeah. What does it look like?
So this is like, he basically pulls back, and it is a flaming red slingshot with just a little red pellet in it that shoots up and then just kind of falls down and comes faster and faster as it goes, pierces and stops when it hits where it is splitting, starts to kind of slowly sink into the thing, and then expands as this like miniature supernova of fire that just starts to deteriorate the slime around my siblings. I did not choose to remove the dangerous tag, William, but I did roll a 10. So whatever you want to do with that. But yes, just starts to ripple out and extinguish the acid. I guess extinguish, not extinguish.
Instinguish.
Yeah, extinguish it.
Yeah, if you the dangerous tag is if you use it without taking proper precautions, expect consequences. And that I think that would only come from a failure or like a mixed success.
Maybe a mixed success. Yeah. Cool.
Yup. So we're good. Yeah, this gelatinous cube burns up around you and in front of you, Brenner and Danail, up inside of this sibling tree of yours.
Oh, sibling tree, I feel safe in your branches.
Everybody okay?
Yes.
Okay, good, because Dowser was a little worried when he threw fire at the tree sibling that bad things were going to happen because trees are made of wood, as we know.
Yes, but I think this was a risk that was, I'm proud of you. I think it was worth it.
Thank you, Brenner. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of you. You went inside the belly of the beast and you fought your way through. Lad, that was amazing. I did not know you could become a tree.
Lad says nothing because Lad is a tree. Hey, William, since I'm in tree form and I've got 2 hold left, can I use a hold to speak with the trees in this area?
Yeah.
To commune with the trees.
Yeah. I am the tree. I speak to the trees.
Lad is just the Lorax. So I guess through whatever trees used to communicate, my roots, my branches,
moaning.
Someone doesn't suggest some leaf rustling.
Yeah, my tree stink.
Chlorophyll chemical signals, not chloroform, chlorophyll chemical signals absorbed and exchanged through your intertwined roots.
Yep, that's
you start talking to some trees. All right.
I just want to know. I want to know. Number one, I want to know how we're doing on our. I want to know other dangers to us in this area, and I want to know how close we are to our destination. So I guess good. Those are my last 2 hold.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah, so you're talking. Talk to these trees for me.
Whoosh. No. No, I say
gonna knock on Lod real quick.
knock on wood.
Danae's gonna knock on wood.
August line.
No, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here that was intended. And if I know you do. I all right. If you can intertwine with the woods, see if you can find out where anything toxic or venomous is. I could brew some poisons. Just if you're doing that, I'm talking to a tree. I don't even know if you can hear me.
And then we could further embark on this journey.
Yeah.
Are you laughing, lad? Are you?
The trees' leaves are just rustling a little bit.
I'm gonna repeat everything I said. Hang on, maybe this will work.
But it might be the wind. So okay, William. So I ask, are there any other dangers in this area?
Yeah. Well, the trees respond. I guess if you don't want to play with me, the trees tell you.
No, I'll play with you.
No, it's fine. I'll just there's the trees go. Yes, there's.
I just don't know what voice a tree makes. I'm having a hard time communicating.
Like, okay, yeah, all right, fine. We'll tell you.
They have.
They're very old.
No, it's okay. Yeah,
the trees have got a thick Minnesotan accent.
Okay, all right. No, this is what they sound like. They're on the okay. Well, all right, okay. You want to know what's going on in our forest here? I'll tell you. Okay, so you got these like assassin vines. They look like normal vines, but you walk around, they pick you up, and they're pretty nasty. Yeah, I mean, like we got blink dogs, we got centaurs, we got chaos ooze, we got cockatrices, dryads, eagle lords, elvish warriors, just chilling, just going around doing their business here in the woods. We got griffins. Sometimes we got a hill giant that walks through. Knocked over Steve the other day, isn't that right, Steve? Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, we got to hear that. Okay, then ogres. I know some razor boar, satyrs, sprites, tree ants. There's some of us who actually talk, and people can understand them when they walk around. They do their business. Very friendly. We got some werewolves and some wargs. I mean, like, there's a lot going on around here. And as far as how far away you are from the, I'm sorry.
No, I was just. It seems like you sort of preempted my question. How did you know?
Oh, how far away you were going to be? I mean, it's written all over your bark, dude. Come on.
I didn't realize you could read me like a book.
Well, not yet. But if they come around here a little bit later, then we'll chop it down.
That's harsh.
Yeah. No, as far as you're trying to get to what are you doing here? The Gumbador?
We're looking for Gumbador the Grump.
Everyone's looking for Gumbador the Grump. Oh shoot, I forgot one thing. There's one really bad place you shouldn't go to. It's a swampy area. Nothing over there. It's the worst place in the woods. Like seriously, you go there, you're gonna die.
Good. I'm really glad we've managed to avoid that area so far. Which direction is that?
No, hold on. It's that I can't point, but it's that way. No, for real. You got to hear me out. Like, I mean, if the terrain doesn't kill you alone, I mean, there's quicksand, there's the slow sand, there's medium speed sand. It's all pretty bad.
I'll be honest. The list for this area sounded quite a bit longer than the list for that area.
Oh, you want that area? Well, you got
medium sand. You think it's just sand? Medium sand.
You got some crocodilians, doppelgangers, dragon turtles. Well, okay, the dragon turtle is just a myth, but I'm pretty sure it exists still. We got fire eels. Fire eels. Are you serious?
That's especially bad for trees.
I know. Tell me about it. That's why we're all over here and they're all over there.
Wait. Quick cut to Danae Brunner and what's my salamander brother's name?
Dowser.
Yeah, Dowser. And we're all just like standing there kind of looking back. Okay, cut back.
Is he supposed to turn back? Should we do something?
I think they're still conversing.
Yeah, and all of that, all that other stuff I just said. That's all over there.
Wow, that is a lot of stuff. You're right. That area does sound worse.
Yeah, and there's also a dude over there who's like walking around and just like feels like that's his area or something. Oh, who knows? Whatever. I mean, as long as you avoid it, you'll never encounter that person, so who cares?
And where would we find Gambador the Grump?
Okay, Gambador the Grump. I mean, like you headed the right direction. I saw y'all walking up. You with the rest of the non-tree folk.
You saw me with what?
I saw you with my tree senses. Are you serious?
I haven't been a tree very long.
Yeah, clearly. So yeah, you're going the right direction. What do you want for real?
Well,
what?
could you just point us in the right? Maybe just clear like a little path for the right direction. Point us
that's
the
a
right
good
way.
point. Yeah, we'll just clear a little path. I mean, give us a couple 100 years.
Not magical trees, I guess.
Oh yeah. Oh no, not all of us can decide to be a person and then a tree and then a person and then a tree and then
I could see if I could try to turn you into a person if you'd
God,
like.
don't do that. Are you serious? People are so fragile. Come on. I mean, like my weaknesses are like what if somebody like chops away at me for a really long time, or like fire, which like both shut up. What is that?
Yo-yo fire in the corner.
But what I was about to say was like it's that and fire, and that's bad for you too. You're gonna die if you get lit on fire too. It's not like tree. What? Okay, yeah, keep going the same direction you're going. It's about like a 2-day travel, if I remember correctly.
2 days?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want that to be shorter? I lied. It's an hour. No, it's 2 days. Like what?
Oh, okay. I just didn't. I thought we were closer.
Okay.
Yasser made it sound like it was just like a quick jaunt.
What do you think? 2 days isn't quick?
I mean, just like in the. Okay, I'm gonna turn back into a person now.
Yo, before you go, if I could turn, if you.
Okay.
What did the tree say?
Oh, that was really. I have to say that was kind of. Oh, I feel really weird.
You look at it up on the way because
your eyebrows are still branches.
Oh, hang on. And Lad kind of like rubs his eyebrows and they go back to normal. Okay. The trees said we're going the right way. Did I tell you I was speaking to trees?
Why are you at the tree if we're going the right way? Dowser told you.
Well, I just wanted to check with the trees that we were on. We ran into a gelatinous cube. I mean, also there is a long list of shit in this woods that we should watch out for. And also we should. Well, there's the chaos ooze, and there's the centaurs, and there's the griffins, and there's there's a guy that lives in a swamp that we shouldn't go near. And some medium
as long as
speed,
we don't run into any fire eels.
Some medium speed sand,
or as they call it, sand.
What about the ROUS?
I don't think they exist.
Those are a myth, like dragon turtles.
Okay, Dowser, I guess lead the way.
I will. Everybody, grab your things. Time to make like Lad and leave. And Dowser's walking away.
I love these tree jokes. Me as the character loves these tree jokes.
What is ROUS?
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
Rodents of unusual size.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Rats are us.
Yes.
Yes. Cool. So you start off. You go.
While we're traveling, I would like to keep as much of an eye out as possible for a number of things that Danail knows to be distillable into poison, such as, the distinctive red weeds of bloodweed, or, the gentle yellow flowers of goldenroot, or the particularly insidious vine that can be distilled into serpent's tears.
Yeah, no, you can.
Those things.
Did you just look these up?
It's on the character.
They are listed in the Beef playbook.
Because Spencer, sometimes things like are off the top of your dome that I go, oh, whenever you name like a god or something, I'm always like, oh, okay, wow.
It just says what these are, what the plant looks like. That was what I was making up.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, like you know what this stuff is. You've done this stuff before. I'm not going to make you like roll to look for that stuff. You'll just like as it comes along, you'll find it. You'll get research.
Every time it happens to Nail, it's just like, oh Jesus Christ, another one. Wow, these are all very deadly poisons. Like there's poison everywhere in this wood. Like this is poison. This is poison. This will kill you in 3 days.
Many Dowsers before have died in these woods.
I believe it.
Is Dowser like a family name?
Is that out of character?
No, that's in character.
Dowser is
Does that make us the
clan name?
Oh, I just kind of assumed that it was your first name. That there was only one Dowser.
There is. This is me, Dowser. Dowser.
But how can? Okay, I don't want to get into the theology
There has always been only one, and when one is gone, another comes.
Oh, I see. I've heard about things like that.
You're like. This is out of character, I guess. You're like the doctor.
Sort of. Less like the doctor. Not quite like the doctor.
Okay.
Not at all like the doctor.
Honestly, Pride still more like the Dread Pirate Roberts, but that's not quite it either.
Sort of a Sheelin situation going on.
Kind of a Sheelin situation, yeah.
Also out of character, William, will there be a chance for all of us to take a rest of some kind?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going towards at the moment. I would say you can travel for a bit. I want to use a few more of the mechanics of this game.
Okay.
So there's a role here called Undertaking a Perilous Journey. When you travel through hostile territory, choose.
We're not
Okay.
Doesn't sound like the situation at all.
Choose one member of the party to act as trailblazer, one to scout ahead, and one to be quartermaster. The same character cannot have 2 jobs. If you don't have enough party members or choose not to assign a job, treat that job as if it rolled a 6. Each character with a job to do rolls plus wisdom. On a 10+, the quartermaster reduces the number of rations required by 1. On a 10+, the trailblazer reduces the amount of time it takes to reach your destination. The GM will say by how much. And on a 10+, the scout will spot any trouble quick enough to let you get the drop on it. On a 7 to 9, each role performs their job as expected. The normal number of rations are consumed. The journey takes as long as expected, and no one gets the drop on you, but you don't get the drop on them either. So I know I said this like vaguely when we were preparing to play this game, but I do want to track rations because there's a decent way of doing it in this game, and I will give you opportunities to collect more rations. But the reason I want to start using this mechanic is because when the sky opened up, this is player knowledge, by the way. When the sky opened up, it set a timer for a countdown. And so if you can take less time to achieve your goals, then you will
have an easier
end game in a sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If I may, even besides the actual naming of it, I think Trailblazer has Dowser written all over it. If no one,
that makes sense.
I think Quartermaster really rolls for Danail, since Danail is already trying to like take stock of what we have, what can we use, etc., etc.
Okay. I mean, yeah. In that case, I think I fit that last one, Scout, because I've already been warned by the trees of all of the dangers in the forest.
And you can turn into like a bird and all sorts of things to get ahead.
Yeah.
Just remember, you are using wisdom.
Yeah, we should make sure. Does Brenner have better wisdom than either of you? Because I think we can make an argument there as well.
I'm at a
9.
0. I have a 9, so mine's a 0.
I have a +2 wisdom. Well, cool. That's my main casting modifier.
All right, let's let us away to Gumbador the Grump. Gambador the Grump.
Grumpador the Gamb.
And undertake a perilous journey.
Cool. I rolled a 9 plus 1. That's 10.
10. Okay, we got a 10 on the Trailblazer. Cool.
So I rolled a 6.
What were you?
I was the quartermaster.
That's 6 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that mean it costs us more rations? Because I may have accidentally poisoned some of it and had to throw it out.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I would say Danail, all of your rations are gone. So you would have to use someone else's rations. In fact, if all of you could tell me how many rations you have right now, that would be excellent.
I have 5.
I think 5.
You have 5? Oh, tight.
Yeah, we start with 5 and we hadn't.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We all have 5.
I do not have any rations because I do not consume rations.
Really?
Yeah, I have a move. One of my starting moves is called By Nature Sustained. You don't need to eat or drink. If a move tells you to mark off a ration, just ignore it.
Fucking tight.
Okay, so Danail and Dowser had 5, but now Danail has 0. And rations are it's 1 ration a day, effectively. So
how many rations did you have, Franny?
I'm looking that up right now. Where do you find that?
It's in your starting gear. You can. For me, I had to choose to take some.
If you go to the second page of the Paladin playbook on the left.
Okay, so it says 5 uses.
Cool. Great.
Okay.
And Ladislas.
I rolled a 5 to scout ahead total.
Okay, 5 total. Cool. And I'm gonna have your your stuff is 0. Great. Cool. Excellent.
Now, when you say Danail's at 0, does that mean that he got to eat the 1 and the rest spoiled, or did he spoil all before we got to eat?
Danail can eat the 1 and the rest spoiled. Yeah. Yes. But the rest of you will have to
give him some, or we'll have.
Yeah, you'll be consuming twice as much yourselves as well. So, but okay. So basically, we've got 2 complete fails and then a success on. So you will reduce the amount of time it takes to reach your destination. So on a success, I said it was going to be 2 days travel. So I think you'll knock it down to 1.
Cool.
So already you would be you basically made a wash of like what you would be doing ration wise for yourselves, minus Danail, who accidentally poisoned his entire batch of rations.
Technically, this is more on the forest than it is on me. There's just everywhere. Also, please wash your hands. Please wash your hands. Do it twice.
But then we have
it's good real life advice too.
The quartermaster completely failed. We've taken care of that. So the last thing we have to look at is the scout, who will let you get the drop on something. But yeah, you move forward and you walk the entire day and you don't really run into anything, and you walk along and you go.
Hey William.
Yes.
I have 1 healing potion left. At some point during the day, can I drink that?
I'm setting up for you to make camp right now.
Gotcha.
So,
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if when you make camp, you can when you wake up from at least a few uninterrupted hours of sleep, heal damage equal to half your max HP. So if your max HP is 18, you heal 9 points of damage or something like that.
That is my HP.
Because it says at least a few, which we could do like twice in a night.
You can make camp, but like you consume a ration every time, unless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it'll be part of the rations that you consume for doing your.
Oh, it's up to half your max.
Up to half your max.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. That's fine for me personally.
Yep.
I'm topped off. It would also be just kind of seeing where your train of thought with that, Jonas. You could also have scenarios where, like, oh my God, we're torn apart, we're severely injured, we have to spend the entire day like rest for like a couple days to do that.
Yeah.
And you can rest a whole day. That's part of there's a move called recover. It's when you do nothing but rest and comfort and safety. After a day of rest, you recover all of your HP. So that's like something.
But we're not in a place for that.
No, yeah,
maybe Gambador might have comfort and safety for us. But...
Yeah, once you get to Gambadors, you might be able to do like a quote unquote like longer rest, like a recover. But right now, you would have to rely on making a camp.
Is there anything we want to do before we commit to the making a camp move and consume that ration and all that?
No.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. So you find the scout is the one who's taking care of the business here. So Ladislas, you find a pretty decent like sectioned off a little bit of a clearing, but it's underneath like some shrouded tree areas. So it seems like you won't be encumbered by some weather that might happen, and you also aren't exactly out in the open. You find it, and it looks like a really, really good spot.
Oh.
Over here.
Oh, Dowser waddles over very quickly. Oh, lad, this is lovely. I see a place.
Yeah, I figure
for fire.
Even if it rains tonight, we'll be okay.
Yes, and if it rains, I will burn the rain. Okay.
All right, Dowser. If you can burn the entire rain, I will pay you good money to see that.
Just you wait, brother. Just you wait.
Dowser's gonna have a hit on his hands with that one. I think it's set fire to the rain. Is that off 21? One of those.
Dowser's gonna start. He sleeps basically in the dirt, like carves out a little dirt like trench, and then covers himself.
He's burying himself alive.
He's leaving his head out, and like it's loose enough that he can jump out if he needs to. But yeah, he's mostly burying himself. That is how they're most comfortable. To like to trap his body heat and just. Like,
I see.
Yeah.
Danail helps you sculpt your little oven.
Are you interested in all at the move to take a watch? So like where one of you at a time takes...
We should do that.
Yeah, for sure.
I also wanted to but like at some point, maybe after I wake up after my few hours, I want to try to work on my helmet some more.
Cool.
And
well, go ahead, Franny.
When I'm not on watch, can I use my new move, which is part of Divine Favor and Commune? So my new move I took was Divine Favor, which is dedicate yourself to a deity.
Okay.
And then with that, I get what is it, Spencer? I get
essentially how Danail as a thief can cast wizard spells. Brenner as a paladin can now cast cleric spells.
Yeah.
So Danail needs to prepare spells too.
Yeah,
and commune for me just would be like me taking time to speak to my deity, which I'm hoping could be Carl. Please.
I wouldn't say that Carl is a god necessarily.
All right.
But what god would Carl be connected to? Like if Brenner tries to reach God through Carl, where might they arrive?
I'd like to speak to the manager deity over dragons, please.
Oh.
Excuse me, Tiamat?
Yeah, so you have you can commune. Nice, and you can cast spells. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can work on that. Let's does anybody else want to do anything else? Or can we start there?
We can start we can start there. I can also take watch.
Okay. I'll take second watch. I'll just put that up right now.
Okay, I'll take third.
Yeah, you can all be taking watch. So let's get the watch rolls, and then I'll do. Each of you just roll to take watch in the order that you're going to be in. So first watch, roll your take a watch.
Did we have them? Did we also address how long a watch is?
Well, so here's the thing: we only need a few hours of sleep, so really we only need 2 cycles of watches.
Yeah,
right?
I would say you would
okay.
only need 2 cycles of watches.
If not,
I'll take you roll, Jonas, because I have not been rolling very well, so other people should roll.
Cool. So I'll roll. Here's what I'll do. I want to roll first watch. I want to stay up with second watch and work on my helmet, and then I will sleep. So we'll have to make it 3 because I need time to work on.
Oh
on
yeah,
helmet. So this is plus wisdom.
Yes.
That's an 8.
8. Cool. For take a watch on a 7 and 9. You react just a moment too late to anything that might startle you. The camp is awake but hasn't had time to prepare. You have weapons and armor, but little else. On a miss, whatever lurks outside the campfire's light has the drop on you. But yeah, on a you're fine.
Okay.
On your watch, nothing happens.
Cool.
What's the next watch?
I also want to address real quick. I think preparing spells only takes about an hour, so it's probably most likely that would happen like right before or after dinner. So I'm just assuming that doesn't need like a dedicated time segment. But if it comes up.
Yeah. I mean, like you can do your spells at the same time as Dowser is doing the helmet treatment,
which would be right now. So does that put Lad on watch or Brenner?
I can
Lad with a stick.
I can be on. Okay, I can be on watch. Oh, sorry. Yeah, my turn.
The Darcy needs to make a hat.
Okay. I'm gonna roll.
Cool. And it's plus wisdom.
Yay! Finally, that is an 11.
An 11. Cool. Yeah, that's good to know. All right, with that, let's get everyone else's stuff first.
Cool.
Brenner, let's start with you. You want to commune?
Yes.
Let's do it. You're a paladin, so you outright like technically have to be good, don't you? Or is it just lawful? Does it matter? I don't care personally, but what sort of deity are you interested in?
Well, Carl.
Minus Carl.
I almost want to say neutral.
A neutral god.
Yeah.
You can choose lawful or good as your alignment on the sheet, but it's.
I don't care.
I'm just letting you know what it's because you asked like what the restrictions are.
Yep.
Sorry, am I supposed to roll something for commune?
I don't know. I don't know what the move is.
Oh,
you don't need to roll. You just mechanically you just select your spells.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
communing is selecting your spells. Okay, I gotcha.
Okay. I've picked out my spells.
Yeah, if you want to make it like a bigger thing, like if you do actually want to start talking to a god, we can work on that if you want.
Okay.
Unless you want to just be like, no, this is just a mechanical device. I'm picking my spells. It can
No,
do that.
I would definitely be down to talking to a god. That would be really cool.
No kidding.
Yeah. As far as neutral gods, if you want to look them up or something at some point, and we'll skip it for now. But later let's work on getting you a god that you're interested in.
Okay.
So you do your spells. Danail, you also do your spells. I'm assuming you've taken care of that. Dowser, let's get you working on your helmet.
Yeah, so I work on it for a few hours, and I've been having to roll before because I've been doing it like in moments without time and safety. But with time and safety, I just can form weapons, armor, and metal jewelry from the raw components. So I think with a few hours dedicated working on it, I should be able to just like really condense the metal into, because it needs to be smaller anyway, just like make it tight and actually like effective armor of some kind.
Cool.
I don't know, are there like items I should look at to try to replicate one exactly, or do we just want to make it like a +1 armor helmet?
I think we can make it just a +1 armor helmet.
Cool.
That's cool with me.
Cool. Yeah, he works on that.
I will say I'm tempted to give it the clumsy tag.
Okay.
Which is it's tough to move around -1 ongoing while wearing it.
Okay.
So you get the armor, but you get a -1 while you're wearing it. I don't have to do that.
Sure.
But
I mean, there's also the awkward tag I'm seeing up there, which makes it unwieldy and tough to use. I mean, yeah, the thing is, I don't have to wear it all the time.
What if
but-
instead of -1 ongoing, what if it's -1 to dex based?
Okay.
So it like kind of like
Sure.
it kind of like is weighted weird and is wobbly on your head.
Sure. I'm cool with that.
That's cool with you.
Dowser's very
yeah.
small. Like that's a lot of metal for Dowser's small body.
Yeah.
Even if I have condensed it. So I want to do that, and then I also at some point, I think this takes my time, but I want to find a way to fashion something where I can like wear it at my hip when I don't need to be in battle.
Okay.
So I can like not always have that.
No,
just
yeah,
when I
yeah.
need it, but-
I got you.
Cool.
So essentially,
makes sense,
I'm giving you the shaky ability.
Okay.
Yeah. So whenever, but only when you're wearing the helmet.
Cool. So +1 shaky helmet. And does with the rest, does my sick go away? My sick condition?
No, it doesn't actually.
That's
Then
3 days, I think.
When you recover, if you're under the care of a healer, magical or otherwise, you heal a debility for every 2 days of rest instead. Or after 3 days of rest, you remove one debility of your choice. So 3 days of rest gets rid of a debility. Or if you have a magical person who's helping you, which Brenner could be helping you for sure.
Cool.
It would be 2 days of rest, like recover rest. So you would have to do that. Debilities aren't easy to get rid of. You are still like kind of sickly. Like,
Okay. Cool.
Yes. Cool. Anything else anyone wants to do before we resolve the Ladislas's failure of undertaking a perilous journey?
I would like to, while we're still camping at some point in this, I'm going to brew several doses of Serpent's Tears.
Oh, okay, cool. Sounds good to me. So yeah, you brew that. Dowser, you're working on your helmet. You got it like condensed, and it's looking great. Brenner, you're communing with your god that we will determine later, and figuring out your spells and everything. And all of this, like, and maybe one of you like takes a nap, and you're like you're sleeping, you're resting. Ladislas, you may have failed horribly at undertaking a perilous journey, which has led you to decide to camp here. But
Right.
you took a watch and you got an 11.
Yes.
So before anything has the chance to get a drop on you, you see the vines around you beginning to move towards your entire party.
Oh Christ. Okay. These are the what are those? What did the tree say those vines were called?
Assassin vines.
Assassin vines. They
Cool.
grab you, right?
They grab and they kill.
Okay, cool. So first thing I'm gonna do is yell to wake everyone up. And the second thing I'd like to try is maybe spouting lore? Hang on. Yeah, spouting lore. Can I try that?
Yeah, let's spout lore.
Cool. Let's see what happens. I have no benefits to this, so I hope I roll well. I did not. I did not roll well.
I did not.
I did not roll well. Oh, that's not true. I have a +1. So a 6. Ain't gonna do it. Anyone wanna aid me
I'll try and
in
aid
my
you.
lore spouting?
Yeah, I think this is okay. It would essentially be you spouting lore yourself, but like Ladislas, you're trying to say some stuff, and then
Brenner's like finishing your sentences.
Brenner could be finishing sentences. Let's get that aid. You're
Yeah,
gonna
is
roll
it-
+1,
Sorry?
but you're rolling +1. Just
With-
roll
okay.
2d6 +1.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
5 + 1. 6.
Cool, 6 and 6.
Oof.
I love this. So you both are trying to you're like, oh no, I know about this thing. Yeah, and you're like snapping your fingers. Right, and you both get snatched by vines.
We're talking over each other, trying to
Yeah.
communicate this information.
And your legs get snatched, and it collapses you to the ground, and you both actually start getting pulled off towards some bushes.
I would like to leap to action.
Assassin vines.
Oh no. Oh no.
Dowser and Danielle. So Dowser wants to leap into action. Let's get Dowser really quick.
Vines are made of flammable. And I would like to set on a firebrand.
Vines are made of flammable.
So that was a 7 to summon my burning brand. So as per usual, I only get to choose one additional tag. So I am summoning my chakram again. With the okay, how so the vines have them like on the ground, right?
Yes, they're being dragged away.
Then I'm going to, this is going to be fun. I'm just going to do this. We've all been thinking this. This wasn't a conscious choice when I created Dowser many months ago, but I'm not going to choose the thrown near tag. I'm going to remove the dangerous tag since the vines have my siblings grappled. And Dowser is going to literally leap at the vines and spin around in the air. And where normally a weapon comes in his hand, since this only has the tags fiery, touch, and 3 uses, the tip of his tail ignites in a
cool
flame, and he's going to basically swipe at the vine that is holding Brenner to try to burn it off of them.
I assume that's going to be a hack and slash, or
yeah, because I can't really do. There's no way to really attack with Dex.
No.
Like in
Plus, you're wearing your
melee.
helmet right now, anyway. So.
Yeah.
Or are you?
I think so. I think
you're
put
wearing
it
your
on.
helmet. Okay, cool.
So I'm rolling to attack with a -1. Let's just be aware of that.
Oh snap! Okay.
Oh fuck yeah! I rolled 11 -1.
Nice.
So just a regular 10 hack and slash.
Yeah. So on a 10+, you deal your damage to the enemy and avoid their attack.
Sweet.
At your option, you may choose to do 1d6 plus 1d6 damage, but you expose yourself to the enemy's attack.
I'm going to just. Oh, this is interesting now. Is the fact that I'm using fire on a plant going to like change the damage at all on its own?
Technically no, but
okay. I think
love it.
I think I'm going to narratively. I think it makes the most sense to add that extra 1d6 and have that be fire damage.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'm rolling a d8 and a d6.
Damn.
7 damage to the one grappling Brenner.
Woo!
Okay.
I always knew Brenner was your favorite.
Cool. That's 7 damage to that. Yeah, it shrieks. It's like like in Jumanji with those like when the plants were like it's like that kind of thing. You're getting a bit of that at the moment. It shrieks out in pain as you light it aflame with your burning tail. And with your 10+, the vine releases Brenner. Brenner is no longer grabbed by this, but it releases Brenner so that it can swipe at you.
Cool.
And a vine just like swings directly at your body, and you are going to take. Let me roll a die here. A vine swipes at you and hits you for. Let me see. Let me make sure. 8 damage.
8, you say?
I do.
Let me look.
It's an odd number.
Yeah.
But if you have
minus my 1 armor, that makes it a 7. So I'm gonna roll, right?
I guess that will be how it works now.
It's the final damage. So yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Let me just make sure, but
okay. Yeah.
So when you roll damage, and that damage is odd after armor. So
yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Hopefully I roll a 4 and only take 3 damage. I roll a 4 and only take 3 damage. So I'm going to take 3 damage from the vine as it just like clunks my helmet and I say, Dowser's helmet is gone!
It clunks your helmet and it does like kind of like whip you around. You took 3 damage, yeah. So it's like boom, like so you're like
Dowser's helmet is gone!
And all of you that are seeing, all of you are seeing this, like even you, Ladislaus, as you're being dragged away. When this vine like whipped around and just completely bludgeoned the side of Dowser's head, it looked particularly gruesome. Like it was a very violent strike. So that is what you see. Danail, I'd like to know what you're up to.
A number of things run through Danail's head. I almost think Trap Expert as a thief move might come in here because Assassin's Vine has some notoriety. Nobility sometimes uses in their garden as an inbuilt defense. So I think this could either be a Trap Expert or a Spout Lore as I've tried to review, okay, what do I know about this? How do I know? How does it function? How does it see me? How does it find me?
Wait, Spencer, we lost the last half, like part of that.
Okay,
how does it function? How does it see me? And then I didn't hear anything else.
Yeah, because it doesn't have eyes and it doesn't have ears. So how does it sense us? And does it have particular weaknesses? Views all these thoughts. I think Trap Expert could possibly be relevant. If not, it's a flat spout lore I want to go with, but that's your call.
Let's do spout lore.
Yeah. That's going to be a 5 + 2 for a 7.
5 + 2 for a 7. So on a 7 to 9 for spout lore.
That's like one question, right?
Well, the GM will tell you something interesting. It's up to you to make it useful.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, okay. The thing I'll tell you is, I will tell you this. These particular ones, can only like tell where you are if like based on you touching them. Like, so it's them. It's almost like a reaction to.
It's like a Venus flytrap.
Sort of, in a sense, but with that knowledge, you see that they are like moving, like there are vines that are going towards you. So there's some other element to this that is not seeming.
I think they're on the floor, out of character.
I think that's Danae's first thought. And Danae would think this out loud. They rely upon touch to find their prey. They might have feelers beneath the ground. Be careful where you step. And I want to grab a bramble from our campfire. So I'm going to be dual wielding my rapier and a torch, and I want to like flash it over the ground, see if I can find any tendrils that might suggest where this creature begins and ends.
Yeah. Cool. Then let's. As you like flash like towards the ground, the ground looks like the ground. I mean that you had previously been on, but now that these vines are like moving about and everything, you can like definitively like see portions of the ground, kind of like in Tremors. You know, like in Tremors.
Like in Tremors.
Like you see the ground like bowing a little bit as if something below, just beneath the surface, is moving. With that information, though, I do want to move to Ladislas. Who is being dragged away.
I am being dragged away. So I can, thanks to Thing Talker, I can speak to plants. I'm going to try to parlay with these things.
I will say parlay is when you have leverage on a GM character and manipulate them.
Oh, well.
So you know how like in D&D when you try to charm someone, if you're charming an enemy, it's like you roll at disadvantage. Right. I'm going to let you parlay these plants, but you are rolling at disadvantage.
Okay, let me. You know what? Actually, no. I like this either way. If it goes bad,
that's a great move.
Fine. I do have a -1 in my charisma already, so we'll see what happens
in the first place.
Okay. Cool. Well, let's see. So 3d6 and drop the highest. Is that correct? Is that the idea? Okay. Hang on. This is gonna be loud.
All right. So what'd you get on your 66?
Well, okay. I got a 6, a 2, and a 1.
Oh no!
Oh.
Okay. So that's a 2.
So I say, wait, stop! Let us go. You've got the wrong. We're not tasty.
The vine stops for a moment, for like a second, and you hear it go, "I don't believe you," and then like starts pulling you again. And you all watch as Ladislas gets sucked into a bush, completely out of your sights. Danae looking at the ground as it's bowing in front of him. Dowser having just been whipped to the side by a separate vine, and Brenner just released so that Dowser could be whipped to the side. All of you witnessed Ladislas get pulled into the bushes, out of your sight, and I'm going to take us to our break right now.
Hey.
We'll be back in like 10 minutes.
At 8:55 Pacific time.
Yeah, 8:55.
9:55 Mountain time. 10:55 Central time. 11:55 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay. Now 8:56 because that took so long. So we'll be back. We'll be back 10 minutes. Do what you got to do. We're gonna get some water and do some other stuff. So we'll be back. Ladislas, you can't see anything.
I can't see anything.
But you all hear that. What do you do as you see Ladislas? He is just pulled away from you.
Are you sure? What do you see? No, I'm joking. I don't want to say that.
What do your Eladrin I see?
I'm going.
Turn around.
I turn around, and I'm gonna, knowing to step and avoid the burrows. I'm going to rush over to the bush that Ladislas has been pulled. And hoping for some kind of shriek, shiver, and release, I'm gonna start thrusting the torch I have in my left hand into the bush. And I'll shut up.
I'm gonna need you to defy danger to avoid stepping where you believe these things are.
I also
stepping, dodging, weaving.
I also just
like...
want to point. Sorry, Spencer. I'm so sorry. I just want to point out that you're creating a burning bush. We've got a lot of like godly illusions in this campaign so far.
It's a neutral burning bush. So that was an 11 flat.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I suppose if you're using like something that even has a 0 or a positive, you're good.
Yeah. I figured either intelligence to spot the way, keep eyes on where you're standing, or dexterity to have the finesse.
Yeah, both of those are great. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Either one of those works. So yeah, you get over there and you stab the burning log into this bush. The bush it just starts on fire, for sure. Let's do a hack and slash, but with this object.
That's gonna be. Would you say that this bush is unaware of my presence, or otherwise distracted, perhaps focusing on Ladislas?
Because you avoided stepping, because your defy danger was a complete success, I would say it doesn't even know you're there.
Cool.
And it's like it's not the bush. You're trying to go for the vine. Right? Yeah.
Then I'm gonna call this a backstab as I attack a surprised or defenseless enemy with a melee weapon, which is gonna make this an 8 + 2 dex for a 10. So I'm going to choose 2. I'm not going to get into melee with them, so I'm going to avoid any repercussion. And carrying on the narrative that the extra fire damages, I'm going to deal an additional d6 damage to it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I saw another option. It's like, ooh, that could also be useful, but nah, we made our narrative choice.
Okay.
That's going to be 4 damage to the vine.
4 damage to the vine?
Yes.
What all did you just roll?
A D8 and a D6, and I got a 3 and a 1.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Well, that's just the way it goes in Dungeon World.
But you do hear it shriek, and Ladislas, you get like shaken around a little bit. Brenner and Dowser, what do you want to do? Dowser, you are still face to face with another vine that just like smacked you. And Brenner, you are facing that vine as well. And both of you can see another vine that was creeping out originally towards Danail, but has since lost track of Danail because of Danail's fancy foot maneuvering.
So we've seen 3 so far?
There are 3 so far that you can see. Yes.
Do you have something in mind, Brenner, for right now?
Well, I was just gonna ask. So I am free. I was.
You are free.
Yes.
Okay.
I knocked you free.
You're not free, Dowser?
I knocked you free. I am also free, but I'm like in combat.
Oh, okay. I want to do hack and slash.
Nice.
Yeah. And I want to use my halberd.
Cool.
Nice.
Sweet. So yeah, roll 2d6 plus your strength.
Oh my god.
Did you just make up?
Huh?
Did you just make up for what I didn't do?
Yes. 5 + 6 + 1. So 12.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so on a 10 plus, you deal your damage and you avoid the enemy's attack, or you can deal an extra d6 damage and expose yourself to the enemy's attack. What would you like to do?
I want to deal the extra d6 attack.
Okay, cool.
The
Roll.
sooner we kill it, the less time it has to hit us.
Yeah, roll your damage and give it to me.
1.
Okay, that's impossible.
No, it's not. Is it?
No,
it is.
you're rolling 2 dice.
Oh, I thought it was 1d6.
You're adding
It's an
1d6.
extra d6.
You're adding a d6 to your regular damage die.
What's your regular damage die?
It should be a D10.
A d10. Okay.
So 1 plus.
Oh, 14.
Oh shit!
Okay, hold on.
I think she rolled the 2 together.
I know. I'm keeping the 1. I'm sorry.
Oh.
The previous
So 11?
I'm gonna keep that, but you rolled a 10 on a d10.
9.
9. Okay, cool. So 10 total.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Why
Yeah.
can't we have the 5?
Because you rolled the d6 already, so we were still keeping that. You just needed to also roll a d10.
Oh. Okay.
I do think a paladin, this is just part of the halberd, does have +1 damage and also reach.
Cool.
Does it have a +1 damage?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sick. Good, because this thing has 1 armor, so
Sweet.
yeah, so that ends up being 9 damage as a whole. And you know what? You actually don't get.
Well, then +1 brings it back to 10, right? Because it was 10.
No. It was 1, and then I got a 9, so I got 10, and the +1 is 11.
11
Oh,
1 is
sure.
10. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. So 10. Well, regardless.
Wait,
Yeah.
why do you have a minus?
What?
Oh, because of the armor. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up.
It's okay. Anyway, I'm just trying to say you killed it. So what I would like, what I'm saying is, you do not incur an attack from it because you kill it. How do you do it? What's it look like?
I mean, Brenner may not look very smart, but man, can they wield that halberd? And it's like, and like it's a slash. It looks really bomb diggity. And yeah, they just slash right through those vines like it was nothing.
Yeah, so that vine collapses in front of you, Dowser. No longer a problem of yours. What would you like to do?
I would like
help.
To... Yeah. I want to help. Yeah, I'm just gonna. You know what? I'm just gonna keep. So like I was doing like a spinning attack at that first vine, and then like started to land, and then got knocked away.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use that momentum to basically jump up and try to do the same attack again, going into the bush and try to hit the one on left.
Yeah, the bush is on fire, but that doesn't matter to you.
Yeah, it's not magical fire, so it can't hurt me. So in fact, I will just like if I can be like sliding from that last hit and just like move my trajectory and anime slide into the bush, I think that would look pretty epic if you ask me.
Yeah, I do need you, however, to roll Defy Danger.
Cool. Can I defy danger in wisdom, intelligence,
or dexterity?
I will do. It really doesn't matter because I'm wearing my helmet, so I'm gonna go intelligence. Ooh, no, that's a 5.
Hey, can I pitch for Constitution to maintain some kind of wreath of flame around you?
It's to not touch the ground, because it's the same thing that you had to do.
Not touch the vines. Yeah.
Yep. It's in order to like not step on the ground in a way that would. So okay, with a 5, I will tell you, if you hadn't gotten a fail, you would have just had to transfer your attack to the other vine. But now that you step for a moment heading towards Ladislas to save him, and this third vine that had been going toward Danail, that was sort of just like meandering in nowhere land, like snaps to immediately and just like snatches out and whoosh, grabs your leg and starts pulling you off towards the bushes in a separate direction.
Okay.
Ladislas, you would you like to try to get out of this vine somehow?
Yeah. For sure. I think that I am going to try to shapeshift because that's been going all right for me. It's the one thing that he can kind of take care of. So I am going to. I think I'm gonna try. I can't see anything right now, right?
Yeah, it's just because you're like, it's like night and it's dark and you're like off in the bushes away from like where the fire was. So it's not like you are magically inhibited in any way.
Okay.
Um,
Can I see this burning bush?
yeah, actually, it's no longer dark then. Probably
Okay.
because
I'm
yeah,
also
because the bush is on fire right in
above
front of
it.
you.
Okay. So I'm just being pulled further into the forest, not like underground or
Correct.
anything.
Well,
Okay, gotcha.
you it depends on what happens right now.
Okay. Yeah. I think I want to turn into something that can get away. So I'm gonna turn into the same thing that Srogi is. My Andean Battlelore Eagle. Or I'm gonna try to at least.
Cool.
That is a 6 + 2, 8. So I believe I hold 2. Yeah, hold 2. So my first hold I'm gonna spend to escape to the air.
Okay.
So and then I sort of give a caw, and Srogi and I begin to circle. And then I want to try to grab the vines and just rip them out of the ground, like fly up and just rip them out.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Like,
Cool.
I have 2 goals with this. Number 1 is just straight up dealing damage. Number 2 is I'd love to like rip up the roots so that we could see where we're not supposed to step for sure.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think this is a hack and slash, and Srogi can help me with that because we're fighting monsters.
Great.
Okay.
I'll also drop in real quick, Sam. I don't know if you saw it, but like I saw in the bottom left corner of the Druid page, like below your starting tier, it has like a list of different type of creatures and like frequently used moves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
was
I
so
was-
out of the way.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was pulling that escape to the air from.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and roll hack and slash. Nope. 1 second. The 5 and a. Where did it go? A 5 and a 3. So 8 + 1, a 9. Anyone want to help me out?
Yeah,
I'm right there, and I do have an idea that I was thinking about. So the rapier I have has the precise tag, so I think it would make sense that I can get a thrust in, so I can kind of like pierce through the vines and kind of get there, and then without stabbing you, and then create leverage to give you a little bit of wiggle room there.
Cool. Yeah, yeah. Sounds good to me.
I got a 4 after bond +1.
Cool. Then you let's get your hack and slash roll. Your damage there, Sam. You can deal your
Sure.
damage, and you add Strogi's
Ferocity, I think.
ferocity to it.
Yeah. Okay, so my damage is a d6. Let me go ahead and roll that. That is a 2 plus Srogi's ferocity is a 3. So that's 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay, 5 damage. Cool. Great. You deal that damage, and as you are like trying to pull this thing up out of the ground, that's the one thing on a complete success. So you would have gotten like this thing like tugged out of the ground and everything.
Cool.
But Danail goes in to try to help you out with his rapier, and actually the vine wraps around your wrist, Danail, like right as you're lunging in to like get that like separation going here, and you, Danail, now are being grabbed by this thing. You're held by it. You're not being pulled anywhere because Ladislas and Srogi are keeping it like in place, but like there is a tugging like downward and a tugging upward happening, and that is tightening on your wrist, creating the grip from the vine to making it worsen and worsen. Yeah.
I can't afford to get caught up in this. I'm gonna drop the torch and then whip out my dagger to slash through that.
Cool. Yeah, let's get a hack and slash.
5, 6, 7 flat.
7 flat. Okay, deal your damage.
It's a 1.
Ugh.
Mm.
1 damage.
Is this a ritual dagger?
No, I've got that.
You have that. Cool.
It's my boot dagger.
All right, then you try to like pull out the dagger, and like it just like keeps bowing like in and out of the way of where you're like slashing, and it tightens its grip on your wrist, and you take 4 damage.
Shrimp.
Yoinks. Zoinks.
Like Zoink Scoob.
Like zoinks.
Like zoinks.
Like Zoinks.
Like zoinks.
Hey, like zoinks?
Like zoinks. Scoob.
William does the best Shaggy.
I do. Let's go back to Dowser and Brenner really quick. So Brenner, you just saw Dowser get like snatched and starting to get dragged off to another bush away from where Ladislas and Danail are. And also Dowser, that is happening to you. What would you? Would one of you like to?
I would like to. Dowser basically. So the Burning Brand lets you roll with intelligence in place of dexterity or strength, which isn't necessary as often when I'm using Dex, but for hack and slash, which since I'm in close quarters, it would have to be, and also because of how I summoned it, it would have to be. I'm using intelligence instead. So thinking about, though I could just do like a normal attack, I would like to instead. Dowser knows, he thinks real hard with his salamander brain, and he knows that he's being wrapped up by this vine, doesn't like fire. If I am on fire, that will be bad for it. So Dowser's going to scorpion his tail and like slap himself on the head with it and try to ignite himself to basically do a regular hack and slash against this thing.
Okay.
I love the detail of scorpion your tail, because I don't know if you pictured it, but I pictured that like Charmander spark you had of like the flame taking the shape of like a scorpion stinger as you like did that.
Yeah, it like kind of focuses more.
Yeah.
And muscles that it was not yet apparent Dowser had in his tail sort of flex. That is cocked. Rolling,
you just got the veins bulging in your tail.
So that is a 6. So that is a failure.
Yeah, Brenner, you watch as Dowser gets pulled into the bushes away from you.
He like smacks himself in the head with his tail, and nothing seems to happen.
Yeah, and Dowser, actually, you feel this vine starting to pull you downward, and your feet now are like just being like ripped into the ground.
Can I just yell out?
Yeah.
We're taking Dowser down! Don't let them down under! Below!
We're taking the Dowser to underground.
The underground?
The underground!
Brenner, you see this. Nobody else does, because Danail and Ladislas are tied up. So Brenner, you see Dowser pulled out of your sight, basically. And then you hear Dowser yell, "They're taking me underground." What do you want to do?
I want to try and do another hack and slash to free Dowser.
Okay, cool. Can you defy danger for me to get to Dowser?
Yes. That's
without the, because there's the
either dexterity or intelligence. Defy danger, dex or intelligence.
Oh man. Okay. 9.
Can that really not be wisdom? If wisdom is how we roll for like what should I be on the lookout for? I know we've gone back and forth on this, but like we use wisdom to like spot things. So I feel like defying danger based on stepping around stuff makes sense to be wisdom.
Sure. Yeah. Like defy danger for it
like
does
almost more than intelligence based on what we use them for.
Yeah, actually, if wisdom, keeping watch, scouting the forest is all about to observe and to perceive.
Well,
I think that's the difference between perception and investigation, though, because perception is like being on the lookout for something. Investigation is looking like specifically for or to avoid something. So like if we wanted to compare like wisdom versus intelligence in this situation, if you heard Danail earlier yell out that the roots are underground and like to avoid them, and like you kind of know what you're looking for. It's no longer a perception. I feel like would be like something that catches your eye, and you're like, oh no, I should avoid that. Whereas like
Sure.
intelligence would be like, I know this is there, I need to avoid it.
Them. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like it's wisdom to perceive the clue. It's intelligence to deduce what the clue means.
Sure. Okay.
Sort of. Yeah. I mean, in this instance, I would
That
I
makes
would say
sense. That makes
intelligence.
sense.
Yeah.
9.
9. Yes. So 9. On a 7 to 9, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. So I would say you can either you can run forward, and you can get to Dowser, but you also will then be snatched by another vine. But you see this other vine that hasn't like really moved on anybody yet. So you can either get to Dowser and get snatched, but you'll still be able to act on whatever Dowser is dealing with, or you can like not move forward and just deal with this vine currently.
This vine being the vine that we hadn't seen before.
Yeah, the vine that isn't really doing anything.
Is that a fourth vine or is that the third? Because there were 3 before.
This is a fourth one.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I want to still try and help Dowser. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you rush off to Dowser, and again, like as this like snap reaction, this vine just like suddenly activates and just whoosh, and like snaps at you. You burst through the bushes, seeing Dowser being like pulled like feet first into the ground by this vine. But from behind you, your arm is grabbed by this other vine. You are within reach because your halberd has reach. You can act either on the vine that is holding you or on the vine that is holding Dowser.
I want to act on the vine that's holding Dowser.
And that's a hack and slash.
Yeah.
Hack and slash.
Oh, sorry.
That's going to be a 12 total.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's what's up. Yeah. What would you like to do? Take don't expose yourself to the enemy, or deal an extra D6.
Deal an extra D6.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty.
13.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Wow.
Brenner
Okay.
is like this kind, soft-hearted, gentle, non-violent soul, but when they do get worked up, they are a killing machine.
Yeah, so you slash into this vine and it immediately lets go of Dowser. And it lets go of Dowser to earlier what you saw when Dowser had the vine let go of you. It whips back at you and swings to hit you for
Ooh, that's max, baby.
10 damage.
Ouch, 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 ouch.
Okay.
How
Minus
much
armor.
Yeah, how much armor do you have?
Sorry, let me look it up.
You have scale armor. It's worth 2.
Okay, so you take 8 damage.
Okay. Cool.
And I will tell you outright, the one that just wrapped around your hand on the other side, you feel little prickles that aren't necessarily breaking your skin at the moment. But looking at it closer, the other vines did not have thorns, and this one does. Yes. So back to Ladislas and Danail. Danail, you
Yes.
are still trapped in the grip of this vine. Ladislas, you and Strogi are trying to pull it up out of the ground as it is trying to pull Danail down into the ground. What do all of you want to do?
Okay. I have some freshly brewed serpent's tears that I'm like, crap, I'm not making any headway. I want to hold my dagger in my mouth, and I want to apply a vial of serpent tears on the vines that are restraining me. I have not used this poison long enough to become immune to it, so this is dangerous to me. Which may require defy danger, which may color the narrative of how a fail may work. I don't know. It's not too detailed. It doesn't say I need to roll to apply. I can just...
No, you can just put it on.
Yeah, but I think if I fail any follow-up moves, like now that it is applied, I'm going to now slash away at it.
Yeah, so the Serpent's Tears is a touch-based poison, which means it has the tag touch, which just means that you just need to touch the target. They can even be used on the blade of a weapon. So you literally, yeah. So Serpent's Tears, anyone dealing damage to the target rolls twice and takes the better result.
Huh.
So you put this Serpent's Tears on it, and let's get that hack and slash roll.
Oh, that's going to be an 11.
Damn.
I needed that.
Do you want to avoid damage or deal an extra d6?
Would I get to re-roll the extra d6?
I think you would reroll all your damage, right?
Wait.
Because
anyone dealing damage to target rolls twice, takes the better result.
Yeah, I think you reroll all.
Oh, yeah.
Like it also makes sense that like I'm already in its grip, that it would get that damage back on me anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 3 and a 6 on the d8s, and that's going to be a 2 and a 4. I'm going to take the 3 and the 6.
So you're dealing so 9 damage.
Yes.
Cool. What does it look like when you kill this thing?
Yeah, I think where the Serpent's Tears, which is kind of like a kind of light green, kind of silvery oil sort of color, kind of starts soaking in. It kind of starts to like it's like just instinctively as a plant that with capable of mobility try to avoid and wriggle. But then I just start slashing away right where the poison is at its densest, leaking in, and then it just kind of start to wither from there on out. And once the withering starts, it's just grabbing handfuls and just getting those handfuls in and just like hacking away at it to kind of spread it around.
Cool. Yeah, so Ladislas, this thing practically like peels apart in your claws. So you and Strogi like are then able to like fly up and away from it. And as you fly up and away, you see down below Brenner and Dowser still dealing both with their own vines. Specifically, the vine that just grabbed Brenner happens to have thorns on it. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I am. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out a way that I cannot be poisoned. But I guess you know what? I don't think Lad really knows that there's thorns on it. Like I think Lad would have been distracted by other stuff. So I'm just going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to go try to rip those vines out of the ground, and just like rip them into the air.
Okay, cool.
With the idea being that I will either hurt them enough that they will let go, or I will grab them and I can throw them further away from my friends.
Sweet,
or
let's
my
do
siblings, rather. Okay. That is a what is this? Hack and slash? Okay, so a 6 + 1. Thank God. So a 7.
7. Okay. Roll your damage and I will deal mine.
Okay. That is a 2 + 3, so another 5 damage.
I see that.
Another 5 damage. And you take 1 damage in return.
Excellent.
And you take 1 damage in return, and can you roll me a Defy Danger Constitution?
Yes, I can. What is Constitution? Is 1? Okay. Let's see. That is 2 6s + 1.
Okay.
13.
Nice.
I will say with how much of a success that is, you completely like now understand like, oh, these thorns are poisonous, and for the foreseeable future, as you are interacting with this vine, you will not have to worry about like you just inherently you will be avoiding the thorns.
Great.
Can I throw a little color in there?
Well,
Just
Yeah,
like a tiny dash of shapeshifting. Since you know how to shapeshift into a plant, you can kind of shapeshift just a little bit of your blood enough to be the same of that to kind of counteract the venom naturally.
Yeah. Oh, Lad is like just doing all kinds of crazy shape-shifting stuff on the biological level.
Mhm.
I love shapeshifters. They get wild. It's like think like amorphously, abiologically, being like, okay, cool. What do I do with a crab hand now?
I cannot wait until I get Chimera and I can just turn into a bunch of different shit at once.
I'm a
Very
tree
excited
crab.
for that.
Dowser, you are still being pulled into the ground. Oh no,
it had
you're released. You're
me,
released.
and I have one hold left because I used my second last time, or one use left of my Charmander tail. And I'm going to whack the one that just let go of me.
Cool.
We'll get you next, Brenner. Okay, that's a 7, and that is 7 for
Hack and slash.
hack and slash.
Cool. Deal your damage.
Do 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 6.
What's it look like?
This is literally like Dowser whacks it at the highest point he can, which isn't very high, but to make it a little bit higher, he jumps onto a handstand for a moment, extends himself, and just like kind of slices through the middle of it, like cauterizing the vine as he goes. And
Sick.
then it starts to wither away. I think going up, they're coming from above, right?
We're
not sure.
They're coming. They're not coming from above.
Okay.
They're like
Coming from well, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's basically just like slicing through the middle of it and bringing it back out towards him. And as his tail returns, it stops moving.
cool. So then Brenner, you have this vine wrapped around your wrist at the moment. You just saw Dowser in front of you rip through this the vine that you had saved him from.
And my tail is extinguished now.
And your tail is extinguished. What would you like to do? Behind you, also, grabbing onto this vine is Srogi and Ladislas, who is also a big condor eagle bird thing.
I want to defy danger.
You get to like wriggle out of it.
Yeah.
Cool. You can like I would let you use strength or dexterity. What would you like to use?
I'll do strength.
Strength, cool. So like basically with strength, you'll be like ripping your hand free.
Okay. Dang. 6 + 4 + 1, 11.
11. Okay, nice. Yeah, you rip
Damn.
right out of the grip of this thing. Completely like the way you do it. When you rip your hand out, it avoids like the thorns that you had noticed are there, and now you are free to act. What would you like to do?
I want to kill this thing. I want.
yeah. I would imagine so. Let's get a hack and slash.
Cool. With what?
2d6 plus strength.
Oh, strength. Okay. Oh man. 7 + 1, 8.
8. Okay. Roll your damage. It's just going to be your d10.
Okay. 5.
5 damage. And what does your attack look like? What do you do? You haven't killed it, but you are harming it right now, and I just want to know what that looks like.
Have the thorns already pierced me?
They have not.
Oh, okay. And then are these thorns all the way down this vine? So there's
it's covering the whole thing all the way down. Yep.
Okay, then I guess I take my what's it called? The halberd. Yeah. And
Halberd. Bird named Hal.
Yeah. And I just slice it.
Cool. Yeah. So like as you're going along, slicing it, the section that you've just sliced, it's like you're splitting it, and then the inside of it, the part that doesn't have thorns on it, luckily, like as you're slicing for it, that like comes across and smacks like across your body, and you take 6 damage. -2 for your armor, so you take 4 damage.
Dang. Okay.
Who would like to act next? You're all generally converging on this one vine now at the moment.
Hey, I'm still up in the air, right, William?
Yes, you are.
Is this vine currently grabbing someone?
No, it's not grabbing anyone.
I'm out of hold, so I have to turn back into my human form. But as I'm dropping, can I try to shapeshift again?
That's a good question.
Wait, if you fail, what? Wait, why don't you land?
Yeah, I would have you defy danger to get that off fast enough to turn back into a bird before you hit the ground. Does that make sense?
I don't want to turn back into a bird.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
I want to hit the ground.
Okay.
That seems like a bad idea. You know what happens when you fall?
Well, I have an idea. I want to let me just pitch you on this, and you can tell me what I need to do.
Cool.
I want to turn into a boulder.
Oh my god!
You want a Kirby?
I want a Kirby.
You want a Kirby down B?
You want to
Yeah.
Kirby the vine? Right?
Yeah, I want to Kirby the vine.
Okay, I'm super into this. But I do
That's
need.
awesome.
I feel like I need to defy danger from you though.
Okay.
First. 'Cause this is like very
Shapeshift into shapeshift.
shapeshift, and if from now on, if you ever want to shapeshift into shapeshift, we will have a defy danger roll in the middle.
That makes
Okay. Defy danger. What?
You could do Constitution.
Well, that's
Maybe
the
whatever
one
you-
I'm going to do for sure. Okay.
Take control of your body.
This would also be an instance where defy danger wisdom could be relevant because it's kind of an issue of willpower and focus to complete the transformation. And like
That is a 7 + 1 and 8.
An 8. Okay. I'm going to give you a hard choice then. You can absolutely do this.
Okay.
You can start shapeshifting into a boulder. But with that smack that happened to Brenner from the vine, from Brenner slicing it open just now, if you drop immediately where you are, you will crush the vine and you will also crush Brenner.
crush all of your siblings.
It will dealing them both damage.
Hey Brenner, what's your health out of character?
I don't think it's great.
11.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
That's doable.
Well, here's the deal. There's no way I can deal 11 damage.
I don't know if you roll a 10 plus and add that d6.
Well, this isn't hack and slash though. I don't think, is it?
No,
Would
it
hack
wouldn't
and
be.
slash.
Yeah.
It would be just you spending your hold to
Sure.
to
do
be
your
to be a
damage
boulder.
die. Yeah.
I
think
Is there no way for me to move out of the way?
Is it possible that Brenner can roll defy danger?
You know what? On a defy danger, if you get a 10 plus, you can get out of the way. But this is a consequence of you defying danger. I just want everyone to know that. Yeah, Brenner, let's roll a defy danger to get out of the way, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I do love this as an idea, as a concept.
With the strength, right?
Yeah, I can see strength to just like suddenly like jump out of the way, or strength or dex. Honestly,
Okay, I'll use strength. So it's a 7 total.
Okay.
Okay, then
Get
yeah.
crushed. Okay,
Yeah,
Franny, I'll leave this up to you. I want to do this, but I also don't want to destroy your character. So, what do you think?
I mean, I'm not super invested in Brenner. So if Brenner...
No, I don't think I'm going to kill Brenner.
Brenner's not gonna die.
Also,
Oh, well then do it! If Brenner's not going to die...
I think
But you
we'll
also have
to,
implicit
'cause I
permission
feel
to
like by
kill
Franny rolling defy danger, that implied the rock was already coming.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, just do it. Just do
I
it.
feel like we're past the
Okay.
point where you can avoid it.
Just do it. Okay.
So I spend my spend my hold as boulder to plummet to the earth.
Great.
Awfully bold of you.
Roll your damage die.
Okay.
Awfully bold to spend
3.
your hold as a boulder.
3.
3 damage.
Yeah, I'm a pretty small boulder, I guess.
So take 1 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
It's fine.
You're a Kirby-sized boulder.
I'm a dice-sized boulder.
Yeah, so you come crashing down Kirby style on this thing, and I mean, like, since we use strength for Brenner, I think like Brenner just like braces, and the vine like gets smushed between Brenner's hands and the boulder, and then the boulder rolls off of Brenner and like collapses to the ground. Yeah, and this vine is like lets out a shriek of pain. It's been split. It's been what's up?
William, sorry, real quick. I need to roll. I need to roll my transformation. Yeah.
Yes. Good point.
That is a 6 + 2, so an 8. So I have 2 hold.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can't wait for you to use your second hold as a boulder. Cool. Yeah. So that happens. What would everyone else like to do?
I would like to, if I can I do Zuko style? That bush is still burning, right?
The bush is still burning.
So Zuko style, when you bend a flame to your will, roll plus wisdom. On a 10+, it does as you command, taking the shape and movement you desire for as long as it has fuel on which to burn. I want to, from that bush, start like putting out like tendrils basically of fire, trying to show us where the other vines are, if any, like along the floor, and make sure that we have like free movement there, so we don't have to worry about those anymore. Because I don't know that like that we can safely walk still.
Sure. Yeah.
So basically, I want to like burn up the floor without burning up our things, without burning up us. So I'm gonna roll plus wisdom to hopefully accomplish that. That is 6 plus wisdom. I think makes it an 8, a 7. So on a 7 to 9, the effect is short-lived, lasting only a moment.
Okay. So like yeah. So you burn up and you flash up the ground, and you burn away like the top layer of the ground, and then you do see roots, like these thick the roots that were going out like side to side and like coming up out of the ground and like would go up into trees and then start hanging. It was like a root system that turned into these vines. But you see there are only 4 of them.
Okay.
And
I know that we've seen 4 total vines, and are 3 of them not moving and 1 is?
Correct.
Chance? Okay, cool. Yep. Cool. Daz will just yell, "Look at the ground! We've almost got it! We will win!"
Danail.
I'm gonna. There's still the one line vine, right? Yeah. Lift, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw my dagger at it.
Cool.
That's gonna be rolling volley. That's gonna be 9 + 2 for an 11.
Yeah, on a 10+, you have a clear shot. Deal your damage.
Boom. And I'm rolling this with advantage because the dagger is soaked in a serpent's tears.
Oh, the damage with.
I think that is applied to an enemy, not a weapon.
It literally says you can apply it to us.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I said that earlier. That's okay.
Yeah. So that's a 6 and a 5 rolling again. That's a 5 and a 6. So that's going to be a 6 and a 6 for 12.
For applied.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, okay. Touch poisons need to touch the target. They can even be used on a blade of a weapon.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, what was that, Spencer?
That was 6 and 6 for 12.
Damn.
Cool. Paint me a murderous picture, my friend.
The blade circles through the air. It does one of those like John Woo slow-mo things. We track the blade. It like thunks right into the densest part of the vines, which is kind of held in place underneath Lod the boulder. Trying to squirm. It's kind of wrapping around the vine to get it up, and lands right in the densest part. And then it all just kind of starts to grow limp as brown blight just spreads through and it withers.
Wonderful. I will say, just so you would know this, Danail, kind of outright, but the poison from these thorns is the equivalent of bloodweed.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Don't touch the thorns. But also I'm of course going to collect those thorns.
Cool. Yeah, so it seems like you have all taken care of the danger of this area.
Everybody get a good rest before the danger?
The boulder says nothing.
Dowser pokes the boulder with his finger a couple times.
The boulder turns back into Lad, and he's just curled up on himself.
All right, lad. Let's get you out of there. Careful. Those barbs are still venomous. Well, technically poisonous. You know what? It's a very subtle distinction.
Yeah, this thing
It's
does
not.
seem like an animal a little bit, so it might be. It might be venomous also.
Well, technically
It could
venomous.
be sort of both.
If it's injected into the bloodstream, it's a venom. If it's consumed, then it's poisonous. So if you ate like a rotten apple, then it's poison. Oh, I'm sorry, Brenner.
No, nothing.
So I bet if we ate this vine, it would be poisonous, though, right?
No, it would be venomous. The venom would be injected on the insides and to use barbs to pierce the skin. So a viper is venomous. A toad is poisonous.
But what if you ate around the poisonous barbs?
Then it's probably safe. As long as you don't. I mean, you could consume it as long as it doesn't like get into your bloodstream. But honestly, at the throat, everything on the inside, you have very thin membranes. It's just generally a bad idea, but it is doable.
I've got thick membranes.
What a wonderful conversation stopper.
Doubtzer has walked over to the burning bush and is just like sat down in front of it, staring into it.
Bush telling you anything?
Sorry, go ahead, Spencer.
Danail is gonna just enjoy Dowser doing this thing and just like playfully be like, "The bush telling you any secrets?"
The bush doesn't tell secrets. The flame tells secrets, Danail.
Right.
Lad walks over and sits next to Dowser and Danail.
Do you see that? And he like points at the fire.
The branch fell a little bit there.
Yeah, I saw that too.
You do not see it. The fire speaks to Dowser. You don't see it?
It's definitely densest near the center where the fire started. It's spreading kind of slowly because there's still a lot of moisture.
That is normal for fire.
It looks like it's almost out. It's probably only a couple more minutes of fire in that bush.
I would like William to roll Lore of Flame. This is a move I took now that we're level 3. So when you stare into a source of fire, looking for answers, roll plus wisdom. On a hit, the GM will tell you something new and interesting about the current situation. On a 10 plus, the GM will give you good detail. On a 7 to 9, the GM will give you an impression. If you already know all there is to know, the GM will tell you that. I think this is written where it can either be general or specific. I'm not looking for anything specific right now.
Yeah.
But I rolled a 6 plus 2, or plus 1, so 7. So you will give me an impression, a new and interesting impression about our situation.
New or interesting impression about your situation.
New and interesting.
New and interesting. You stare into this fire, Dowser, and only to you, this fire starts to blacken from the middle. And it spreads out until the entire flame in front of you is black. And then you see your father running towards you from the middle of this flame. Running and running. And suddenly, almost from a shadow in the center, like it's coming through a clearing that was just so far away, you can make out Carl, this dragon, flying towards your father. But it doesn't seem like it's trying to kill Dindin. And just as your father reaches out, almost like you can see a hand directly in front of you coming out of the fire, it snaps back to normal. And the impression that I'm giving you is that Brenner might be right.
Brenner?
Yeah.
And he points at the fire again. You don't see this either? This just looks like a fire to you?
William?
It just looks like a fire.
I just see a really nice fire.
It is a nice fire. Well, and Dowser like stands up and dusts himself off. If we ever see Carl again,
Oh, we will.
Dowser thinks you're right, and Dowser also thinks that you should try again.
I intend
Hang
to.
on.
This is why I did this to Carl. Say, I'll see you again, buddy.
You can't be serious.
Yeah, Dowser, I wouldn't egg them on.
The flames do not lie. The flame knows.
The flame burns.
Yes?
True or false, that's a form of destruction. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dasser, but I just can't trust this as a source of information.
Well, the flame is the source of all things. Information is the least of its worries, but it is one of them.
I think we should we just ultimately, I hope we don't see the dragon again, but either way, we need to get to Cambador the Grump. That should be our goal. And Din Dad is going to meet us there.
Yes,
What if he's already there waiting for us?
Dowser doesn't think he's there yet either. But we should go. Dowser agrees. We should pack up if everybody feels okay.
I don't think I'm going to sleep again tonight. I'm ready to get moving if you all are.
Same here. Sorry for picking such a bad spot.
It was okay. We still have a little over half-day travel. But we will get there. Before dinner.
I'd like to nap because I'm not feeling so great.
Of course.
With my 10 HP.
Look, it will a couple hours. What could it hurt? Maybe we move a little bit because this place seems not safe. But
Brenner, if you'd like, as we walk, I've got some poultices and herbs.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably heal myself too. That's fine.
I just think I don't want Dad to think to come back after us and get, if he's already there and then he has to come back after us, he's putting himself in more danger.
Sure, yeah. That's fair.
There's good point. Well, we should go. Gambador must be waiting, and Dad too.
You all pack up your things, and you head off in the direction that Dowser leads you in, seeing as how he still does know the direction ahead and where to go to get to Gambador the Grump. As you step away from your current location, the fire dies out from the bush, and the wind blows the ashes of the bush upwards into the sky, and we see a brilliant moonlight beaming down on all of you. And then a silhouette on the moon of an enormous, decaying, decrepit black dragon roaring into the night sky. And next time on Hiatus and Handlebars.
Next time on The End.
Great, cool. Well, thanks everyone. Like I said before, if this is your first time watching, we previously have primarily been doing a long-running Kids on Bikes campaign. So check that out. All of those VODs are on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel in a playlist called Hijinks and Handlebars. You can also see all of that stuff with the bit.ly on the screen, bit.ly/handlestream, capital H, capital S. We have Twitter. We have Instagram. Those are both at handlestream. We have a shop, a merch store for QueueTimes as a whole, but there's like Hijinks and Handlebars specific material on there. That is bit.ly/handle shop, capital H, capital S. We have a subreddit r/Hijinks Handlebars.
Yep.
And and you can check all that stuff out. Reach out to us, talk to us on social media. We respond. I mean, it's really great to see everything. Go on YouTube, check out the VODs, comment on the VODs, like do all that business, everything. It's really wonderful to see the people, getting through sort of like binging Hijinks and Handlebars and commenting on every video and, letting us know how they feel. It's really wonderful. And I go back and I do check those things and I respond. I do respond. And I love it so much. I appreciate it very much that you would take time not only to watch our show, but to also interact with the material that we provide. And that's really wonderful. So thank you. The last couple of things here, please tell some friends about us. Now is a good time with this Dungeon World campaign, this mini series,
which has started being released on YouTube now, so people can catch up.
Yeah, it started releasing on YouTube. You can find the first episode on YouTube. So if you are someone who watches the show or you want someone to get in on this show, then send them to that. That's a pretty good place to start. And then they can, as our VODs come out on YouTube, they can catch up on those and then catch up to actually be watching us live here on Twitch. And then that can give them a good example of, our personalities, our chemistry, and that kind of thing. And if that entices them, then they can go back and watch Hijinks and Handlebars proper. And we would love that very much because we adore that show. We can't wait to get back to it. We're having a lot of fun with this, and it's a very exciting time, but it's also a very strange and concerning time in a lot of ways. And hopefully you're getting something out of this that is helping you through your day to day, because I know that we are. And so it would be great to have, that solidarity of this art that we are all partaking in. Cool. Okay. Well, tell friends, leave comments, do that business. Again, there's a tip jar, ! Coin. I've been William, the GM for Hijinks and Handlebars, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at KWilliamWhite. I also am in a band called Glass Beach with Jonas and a few of our other friends.
Glass Beach, the account I just used to put ! Coin in the chat.
Yeah. But yeah, our band this Friday. So what's the date on Friday? What's the date today?
It's the 21st today. Friday is the 24th.
Friday's the 24th. So we just confirmed this before going live.
Cool, we did.
Yeah, we just confirmed it before going live. But this Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific. So I know this is going to get a little tight with whatever QueueTimes has going on Friday. We'll
Casual Friday.
Yeah, it might.
It's
either
Friday.
Usually Filthy Casual Friday or something else. Or nothing. Who knows? But if you want to check out the Glass Beach Band Twitch channel, twitch.tv/glassbeachband, we are having, we just had last week Jana Ludwig, a senator candidate in Wyoming on the show and on our stream, and we just talked about politics and stuff like that, and like the progressive like leftist movement and yada yada yada. And she also played Jackbox games with us. We played Quiplash with her, which was pretty stellar.
We did I made a custom round based on I pulled phrases and sentences from her platform and website, Liana themed. Very fun.
So this Friday we're doing that again, but with Rebecca for Washington.
Rebecca Parson.
Yeah.
We'll know this by Friday. Rebecca Parson for Congress, Washington District 6.
Yes. Yeah, we just confirmed it before coming on here. She reached out to us, wanted to get involved and come on. So again, we'll be doing that 5 p.m. Pacific on Friday. Glass Beach Band Twitch channel will be having Rebecca Parsons on to talk about politics, the leftist movement, her platform, and what she's bringing to Washington. And also then she will be playing Jackbox games. Primarily Quiplash. Yeah. But so we're doing that. So that, and then the final thing is I'm on a show called Court of Corvids. It's a Pathfinder 2nd edition stream. It happens on Sundays at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Jonas is also on it. We play a married couple.
We do. A very good married couple.
Yes. It's really wonderful. And that's a lot of fun too. So
absolutely. Check
all that out. Thank you.
Yeah. I have been Jonas. You can find me. I've been playing Bowser, the Immolator. You can find me on Twitter at Jonas Newhouse, where I tweet about Glass Beach, the band. And just, to reiterate everything that William said, check out Glass Beach, our first album, our website, our Patreon, our Twitch streams. We're doing a lot right now. And eventually, maybe you'll be able to see us live again. That is a hope in our future. And you can also catch me in a lot of the backlog here on Twitch. I'm on the Court of Corvids show as well, as William mentioned, which we're in the middle of a very fun nautical arc right now. We are on a pirate ship. It is very high stakes, and I do not know what's going to happen week to week, but you can check that out. And a personal favorite of mine as far as the backlog, there's a show called Monster of the Week that Sam ran, where I played, I think still my favorite tabletop character as far as how I like constructed and played and themed them. I will say Dowser is approaching that. Dowser is just a lot of fun to play. But if you want to see me have, I think, even more fun playing a character who is no less weird, but masks it a little more, check out Monster of the Week. And that is me. Spencer, what's up?
Hi, Spencer. That's me. Hello. I have been Spencer LaBelle, playing Danail the Thief. You can find me on Twitter at SpabelVO. You can find me on Instagram at Splubble, which is like bubble with a spla. Hello, Chloe. Meow again for the mic. I have a cat who's been getting my attention. I ain't mad at her. But yes, social medias, Spencer LaBelle. I've got a cat. What's up? All right.
Cool. I have been Sam Richardson playing Ladislas the Druid. You can find me on Twitter at Laggardson, LAGGARDSON. And as Jonas has already so kindly set up for me, I ran a show called Monster of the Week, which is completely done. All 15 episodes of it are available on the QueueTimes main YouTube channel in a playlist called Monster of the Week. I really love it. I'm really, really proud of how it came out. I think both William and Jonas give like incredible performances on that show, as well as our good friend Sammy, who also just completely kills it. I saw a comment the other day as I was kind of scrolling back through the comments left on those videos that says Sammy's character Maggie is a sleeper character, which I agree with completely. I think she a lot of the time hangs out in the background right up until the point that she rips your heart out. I'm really proud of that series. I think everyone should watch it. Also, more Monster of the Week news. I recently published a Monster of the Week mystery that I created for my friends here in quarantine called The Last Wedding in Buckle, Colorado. So you can find that on my Twitter account. I'm probably going to be making more of those. I have ideas for at least 2 more Monster of the Week mysteries that I am just sort of one-offs that I'm probably going to write up and post on my Twitter account. So if you're interested in that, or just interested in reading through them, or anything of that nature, give me a follow and you might see those pop up in the next couple of weeks.
I'm Franny, and I've been playing Brenner, the human paladin. And you can find me on both Instagram and Twitter at just Franny K. Right?
Oh yeah, you changed it, right?
Just underscore Franny K.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just underscore Franny K.
That is the word just.
Yes, JUST underscore FRANNIEK. And also, I haven't been on it recently, but I kind of talked to myself with this other account. I have a horror movie account.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At I Love the Horror. I just look at my other medias. You'll find it eventually if you're interested. And right now it's been kind of quiet because I can only watch so many terrible horror movies. So if you have any recommendations for me, even if it's something that I may have seen, but maybe just years ago, I would love to have those recommendations so that I can lengthy review them.
I've got some recommendations for you, Franny. We'll talk off camera.
Perfect. Okay, that's
Cool.
it. That's it from me.
The Exorcist.
Okay, great, everyone. Check back in with us. We do this every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Hope to see you next time. Hope to see you next time, and have a good, safe time, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.